Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Watkins Glen International, as we are here for the first of two races this weekend around this 3.4 mile racetrack in Watkins Glen, New York. It's race number one of the BodyArmor Duel at the Glen here from the Watkins Glen International, and the 18th of 20 races this season in the Haas IndyCar Series. Only 3 races remain until we crown a champion next weekend at the Pocono Raceway in the Haas World Championship 200K. Right now, the focus is on this weekend, and these two races, over 100 points at stake for these guys if you win both events. And that could give someone a huge opportunity at winning the championship next weekend at the Pocono Raceway. If you saw qualifying yesterday, you saw that Landon Smith Jr. won the pole, so he's now 87 points behind our points leader, Brian Rodriguez. But Rodriguez starts in the 4th position here today as the points leader, 6 points ahead of Trey Smith. And then 71 points behind is Zachary Fitzwater, 77 is Cole Raymond. And then Landon Smith Jr. there, like I mentioned, 87 points behind, even though it does show 88 points there as he won the pole here for the first race of the duel at the Glen. Of course, this race is significant for many reasons, but it's also going to determine the starting lineup for tomorrow's race. The fastest lap set for these guys in today's 15-lap event will determine the starting lineup for tomorrow's second race of this duel at the Glen. So maybe if you don't finish well, you can get a good lap in late in the going and possibly start up front for tomorrow's race. But I think the big focus, especially for drivers like Landon Smith Jr. and Brian Rodriguez, is to get the race victory. But it's also to not wreck, and we could see a bit of attrition here today at the Watkins Glen International. And like I mentioned, as we get these guys to roll off here from the Watkins Glen International, Landon Smith Jr. will lead us to the green flag in the number 34. He has that bonus point towards the championship for winning that pole. Alongside him there will be the number 5 of Justin Zaidel, who was looking to get his first win in this series in 4.5 years. It's been a long time for the driver who missed the Indianapolis 250 earlier this season. He wasn't the only one to miss that Indy 250, so did Richard Kingard, who will be starting in the 3rd position. He's alongside our points leader, Brian Rodriguez, who was in a great position to possibly clinch this championship this weekend here from the Watkins Glen International if he has everything go his way. You got Chris Reynolds there in the 50 to the inside of Eric Monaco in the 37. Jesse Turner, hometown here, to the inside of Noah Clifton. And then you have yourself the number 42 of Elijah Gordon to the inside of Caleb Rose there in row number 5. Like I mentioned, a 15-lap race here today. Longest race we have ever done, I do believe, for these guys in the Haas IndyCar Series. And for the first time ever, we will have a cycle of pit stops in today's event. About a 10-lap fuel run, but they might come down anywhere from 9 to 11 laps. We could see some strategy play out. If you come down a little bit earlier than the rest of the field, you may gain an advantage on the rest of the field. Possibly gain a few positions, and we could easily see that here today. Some of the other championship favorites starting in the field. Trey Smith starting in the 17th position, only 6 points behind Brian Rodriguez coming into this event. And Zachary Fitzwater in the number 66 machine has been falling off past few races, and once again, a poor qualifying effort out of that team. They start in the 22nd position, but a lot can happen in this race. Like I mentioned, this could easily be a race of attrition, and Brian Rodriguez could easily be caught up in that one. He only has a 6-point lead on Trey Smith coming into this event. We could easily see Trey Smith be the new points leader heading into tomorrow's event. But if you have a 53-point lead at the end of the weekend, you have clinched the championship. So we'll have to see if Rodriguez or even Trey Smith could possibly pull that off at some point throughout this weekend. The starting lineup for tomorrow's race will be determined by the fastest lap in today's event, so a lot going on here today at Watkins Glen, but we're going to have a lot of fun covering it all right here on this Saturday morning. Pace cars down the pit lane. We're green flag racing in Watkins Glen, New York. I do not know what happened there, but it almost looks like something went wrong on Landon Smith Jr.'s car. He's down to 5th after starting on the pole for this race. There's just no grip on that inside lane in that first corner. But even, all those guys in the outside lane jumped him. So 2nd through 8th on the outside all took the advantage. Zeidel's leading, then it's Brian Rodriguez, Eric Monaco, Noah Clifton, and then a battle between Landon Smith Jr. and Caleb Rose. Here comes Clifton, easily getting by Eric Monaco. Monaco didn't even get a time in the Fast 6 yesterday. And that's 37 might not be up to speed compared to some of these other guys in the field. Richard Kinghorn started right behind our pole sitter. He's now down to the 7th position, and then Jesse Turner there in 8th. And Chris Reynolds, who made the Fast 6 yesterday, just inside the top 10 now. But Justin Zeidel will lead lap number 1 here at Watkins Glen, and it's going to really be interesting. And I knew this was going to be a concern for some of these guys starting on that inside lane, but I didn't know it was going to be that extreme. Landon Smith Jr. losing 4 positions on the first lap from the pole position, and he has Brian Rodriguez ahead of him. Yeah, Caleb Rose under fire here from Richard Kinghorn, trying to gain some more of those positions back. But that was a great start out of Justin Zeidel. I mean, he had Landon Smith Jr. cleared before they even entered turn number 1 there. Rodriguez, though, in the position he wants to be in. 2nd. Actually, he wants to be in 1st, but hey, 2nd ain't too bad considering your championship competition is all behind you. And how about Mobile 1 Grattan Autosport? They're 1-3 right now. Noah Clifton there in 3rd, and then Eric Monaco. And there may easily be something amiss with this 34 because you see the gap between 4th and 5th right now. That 34 is just not up to speed compared to the top 4 right now. Still in a battle here between Caleb Rose and Richard Kinghorn, and Rose may actually have a nose to the inside of Landon Smith Jr. This is actually a home race for the Smith boys as well. Landon Smith Jr. and Trey Smith, both from Buffalo, New York. So definitely would like to do a little better than what happened there at the start of the race for those guys. And even for Trey Smith, who's in this championship battle as well. Only 6 points behind. Didn't get a good start, however, he is still in the same position he started in and trying to gain here on Elijah Gordon. So he's trying. And if something happens to that 13 at some point throughout this race, which looks like something might have happened, Noah Clifton did get around Brian Rodriguez there. That 23 is really fast right now, and Rodriguez is now under fire from Eric Monaco. Landon Smith Jr. has solidified his position in 5th. Kinghorn trying to get around Caleb Rose, and Chris Reynolds there in the mix as well for that position. Jesse Turner is here in 9th, and then you have Angel Oliveira rounding out the top 10. As far as I know, everyone is still running in this race. No incident yet here at Watkins Glen, which is great to see. We have seen a lot of incidents before at this racetrack in the past. But so far they have kept a clean head, and everything is running smoothly at the Glen. But we're still very early on in this first race. Caleb Rose looking to the inside of Landon Smith Jr. And he's going to take it away for the 5th position. And he's going to easily take it away from Landon Smith Jr. right there. Meanwhile, Trey Smith is 15th. 2 positions up from where he started, so not a bad run there for him right now, but still a long way left to go in this race and a cycle of pit stops. So, like I mentioned, if you come down a lap before everybody else, you will gain an advantage on the field. Tire wear is a factor here at Watkins Glen, and it will come into effect once we get later on in this green flag run. Of course, since we are on the road course, there aren't any cautions as well, so there's really nothing to lose coming down early. So we'll have to see who plays that strategy. We got some 3-wide action here. How about Jay Knapp? Look at the split Turner and Reynolds. Jay Knapp now inside the top 10 as he has gotten around Angel Oliveira, but Oliveira's going to have that outside lane advantage through turn 1. And you can just see how little grip there is off of that corner. And that is less than normal. I mean, usually, you know, it's not an advantage to be on the inside lane, but these guys are struggling down there here today. Meanwhile, Noah Clifton on the gearbox of his teammate Justin Zeidel for the top position. And Clifton looking very strong here in this one. It has been a while since Noah Clifton has found victory lane in this series. 16th in points coming into this event. Zeidel's actually ahead of him in points, and Zeidel missed the Indy 250. But this is one of the few teams this season that has not gone the victory lane. Mobile 1 Grattan Autosport, and here they are 1-2 at Watkins Glen. Fastest lap is Noah Clifton right now, so these guys are really fast and looking to start on the front row for tomorrow's second event You have Eric Monaco and Brian Rodriguez in the second row currently for race number 2. However, we will have that cycle of pit stops, and there are going to be some fast times after that cycle is done. There's Angel Oliveira battling with Zach Winkle through the field. And then Jay Knapp has fallen down to, I believe, the 12th position there, as Turner is ahead of Oliveira and the 28 of Zach Winkle. Trey Smith still in the 15th position, but these guys now settling down here on lap 5 of 15. And I see Trey Smith there behind the gearbox of Brandon Nelson, trying to get something to go his way. Zachary Fitzwater, on the other hand, he's also moved up from where he started, but he's 21st. It's only one position from where he started, and it's just not going to cut it with Rodriguez running in the podium places right now. And not only that, he's kind of pulled away from 4th there. He doesn't really have touch on the Mobil 1 drivers, but he's still in a really good position, and all he needs is a clean race and a boatload of points ahead of Trey Smith, and he could clinch it tomorrow if things go his way again. Of course, right now, he's second fastest out there in that number 13, so that outside lane, starting position, that outside pole is exactly where you want to be. Here comes Caleb Rose on Eric Monaco for 4th, and he's got it. One of the best places to make a pass. You get a strong run off the exit of turn number 7. You're going to have a very good advantage there. And then 8 and 9, and then 10, 11. 11-turn road course here at Watkins Glen, and it's the only road course that we go to where I actually know each turn. So I don't sound like an idiot today. But Caleb Rose doing an excellent job in that 55. Can't remember exactly where he started, but he did not make the fast 6. And here he is in the 4th position. He started in the 10th position, but granted, on that outside lane. Same with Noah Clifton. He also started on that outside lane. All those guys who started on the outside lane are in the top 5. Everyone who started outside lane in the top 10's top 5 right now. And then you have the first inside lane guy, our pole sitter, Landon Smith Jr. in 6th. And you got Kingart, Reynolds, Turner, and Angel Oliveira, who started 11th. He actually got around Elijah Gordon, who Elijah Gordon has not had a good race. He started 9th, and now he is down to the 18th position. So more than just getting stuck in the inside lane for Elijah Gordon. Trey Smith, about Nathan Faden. Faden started deep in the field. He started 24th, and Faden is all the way up to 17th, now 16th, as he's just behind the gearbox of Trey Smith here. And, you know, big what if. What if he did not spin out at the end at Portland? Would he still be in championship contention? He came into this race 110 behind, so still mathematically in it, but he just got around Trey Smith and made it look easy, so we'll have to see what he can do as this race goes along. Seidel and Noah Clifton have kind of respected each other's positions. I think Caleb Rose may get around Rodriguez here soon. And, you know, Caleb Rose is the fastest guy out there right now. He's got the fastest lap, which would mean the pole position for tomorrow. But you got to remember, no bonus point for winning the pole for tomorrow's race. It's not an official qualifying session, so it's all about where you start, and no bonus point awarded for that. The Trey Smith just lost a position there. He's now down to the 16th position as Nathan Faden has gone up to 15th. But it's not really going to matter if Brian Rodriguez holds on to his 3rd running position. I'm genuinely surprised at how clean this race has been. I thought we would have seen something go on at some point on this racetrack, but everyone has kept it clean in this race, which is great to see. But we are coming up on a cycle of pit stops, and that streak could go away here. It's a difficult pit lane to go into. It's why we haven't done pit stops before, but we decided to go ahead and do it anyway. Here's Nathan Faden. I think he's going to have Ace Garcia right here. That 00 is fast. 5th fastest time right now. That's good for Faden. Got a good starting position for tomorrow's race. He could have a shot at the win tomorrow. I don't think he's going to have a shot at the win today, but from where he started, he's done an excellent job in that 00 machine. I mean, both of those guys. And Jay Knapp was also running up front there, trying to get to the 10th place. He's now in the 12th position. And all 5 of these guys pretty much have the same distance on each other right now. So, I mean, any of these 5 I think can win. I think Landon Smith Jr. still has an opportunity at race victory. Zach Winkle inside the top 10 now as he's gotten around Angel Oliveira. Everyone's snaking down the front stretch into turn number 1. pretty much just waiting, I think, for this cycle to begin. I think we're going to see our first drivers peak down on lap 9 of 15. I think that's where we're going to start seeing it. So next time around, not this coming time around, but the time after that, I think we will see some drivers come down the pit lane, but we might see a change for the lead before that occurs. Noah Clifton is right there on Seidel. And he had a really good close-in through the carousel in turn number 4. And you got 5 entering the boot there. And you got turn number 6, turn number 7, and here we go, heading in to turn number 8. Noah Clifton side by side with his teammate. He's going to have the outside lane through turn 9, and Seidel will hold on to the race lead. You can't quite clear him down that back stretch, or it's actually the front stretch. It's actually the front stretch, but that straightaway right there, in between turns 7 and 8. If you can't clear them before you head into turn number 8, you're more than likely not going to make the pass. See if anyone comes down there. We are past halfway here in race number 1, the duel at the Glen. Everyone's still out there. Oh, here we go. Ace Garcia trying something. Or no, sorry, that's Scott Upton in the 02 trying something. I think they were probably at the back of the field, but it's all cycled to the back, and they are now 26 at the moment. But they do have a clear pit lane. That's going to be a big factor as well. You don't have to contend with anyone when you're coming down the pit lane. You're probably going to get at least some bit of an advantage. I don't think Upton's going to clear the field, though. I mean, that's quite a bit of a task to accomplish, but they're already off, so we'll have to see what they can do in relation to everybody else. But we will definitely see some guys come down this next time by. Seidel's been doing a great job holding off his teammate right here, and with the tire wear the way it is, it's a bit harder to make that pass in between 7 and 8. Eric Monaco in the number 37. He's never won before in this series. Neither has Caleb Rose. Everybody else he's racing with has. Top 5 stay out. If I'm any of these guys, I'm coming down now. And that's what that's what Turner's going to do. Watch out for these two guys. But they are the only two coming down right here. So we'll have to see how that strategy works for them. Someone else coming down. Logan Williams, our last winner, got that race victory at Chicagoland last week. The 100th Haas IndyCar Series event. And Justin Seidel's led every lap, and he has the most laps led, so that's a point that he's taking away from Rodriguez, which is good for the championship contenders. But none of the championship contenders back in here have come down the pit lane yet. Trey Smith, Cole Raymond still out there, Zachary Fitzwater as well, Landon Smith Jr. All those guys still back in there, and Ace Garcia's 97 behind. He's also still out on the racetrack, so everyone kind of working the same strategy as Rodriguez. Caleb Rose actually might get a position on Rodriguez before this cycle begins. But like I said, it's going to be hard to do that right now. So Caleb Rose right there on the gearbox of Brian Rodriguez. I would imagine we're going to see a lot of guys coming down this time by. We'll have to see how it all shakes out for the top 5. Lap 10 of 15 here in race number 1 of the duel at the Glen. The 18th race of the season. Seidel stays out. So does Clifton. So the top 5 all still out there. They're really going to try stretching it here. Can't make it the whole way, but these guys are going for it, and we will have to see how this ends up working out there. I thought Troxel was going to come down. He is not. Everyone stays out there. Turner was able to jump Kinghart. So that'll be interesting to see how those guys go down. I was wrong about the 10-lap fuel run. I thought it was 10 laps. Probably more like 11, 12 laps for these guys, but some guys playing that strategy early on, and I think that's what we were seeing out of a few of those drivers. Here comes Clifton. He had a nose trying to get it into the carousel. Could not get there, but he is still right there. Number 13 is going to have an opportunity at possibly closing in on these guys before this cycle begins, which could easily put them in position to surpass them on the pit lane, and that is not at all what our championship competitors want to see. But Seidel might not be the fastest car on the racetrack. It might just be a little difficult to pass right now because of the tire wear, and I think that is what we are seeing up front here at Watkins Glen right now. Rodriguez still there in the third position. Caleb Rose, Eric Monaco still the top 5. I think at this point these guys cannot make it the whole way, so lap 11. Majority of the field going to come down right here. I would imagine the entire field. No, Chris Reynolds going to try to stretch it another lap. I don't think that's going to work out for Reynolds. Ace Garcia also staying out there, and so is Ethan Lewis and Fitzwater in the back of the field. Now, this is the big question. I think Turner and Kinghart may very well surpass these guys and have a good opportunity at taking this race lead away. Now, the other thing to keep in mind, they might have tried to stretch it so they only had to take 2 tires, and Caleb Rose did that, and Caleb Rose has just jumped Justin Seidel on the pit lane. Rodriguez is still third off, but here comes Jesse Turner in the 38, and he has a full head of steam, and he is going to try to get around Justin Seidel up the S's. That's a tricky one right there, but Turner is going to take second away, but Caleb Rose, he took 2 tires, so did Seidel. I'm going to guess that Turner and Kinghart probably took 4. So watch out for Jesse Turner to close in. Rodriguez lost a bit of ground right there. He's under fire from Zach Winkle. And you got Eric Monaco and Noah Clifton, who was second most of that run. He fell all the way back to the 8th position. This is going to get interesting here because you still have a couple guys out there on the racetrack. Chris Reynolds is your race leader, and he might lead a lap, get a bonus point. Ace Garcia, Ethan Lewis, and Zachary Fitzwater. They're only going to have 3 laps to go. Will they go fuel only? Can you do that and make it work? We're going to have to see right here. They will definitely have to come down this time by. So a very long pit cycle for these guys, and I think that is something we will see tomorrow as well. Speaking of tomorrow, Caleb Rose still holds on to that fastest time. And Noah Clifton, Brian Rodriguez, Justin Seidel, Nathan Fade in the top 5 in the fastest lap category. Caleb Rose out front here at Watkins Glen. His teammate is on the pit lane right now, and still on the pit lane. They went fuel only, but they're not going to have enough on these guys who are already out there. It is between Caleb Rose and Jesse Turner under 2 seconds. However, there are only 3 laps left to go in this race. Now, under 2 seconds at 3 laps is a very possible gap for a driver to break here at Watkins Glen. However, catching a guy is different than passing a guy. Turner going, I believe, for his 25th career win on the channel. Put him 1 away from Fitzwater. Still going for his first win of the season. Of course, he's on the other side of what happened to him at Portland. He dominated that race at Portland, and Nicholas Sambadio decided to come in a lap earlier. Well, he decided to do that to the rest of the field here. He just may have been too far behind to make it work for the win. There's still 2.5 laps to go. Rodriguez is still under fire. I think he's finally cleared Noah Clifton. And once it all cycles through, he'll be in the 7th position. Or, no, I'm wrong about that. He'll be in the 6th. No. Yeah, he will be in the 6th position because I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he will be 7th. He will be 7th. I forgot how to count there for a second. Trey Smith, another guy to watch out here. He's basically in the same position he started in. And he's going to lose a little bit of ground to Rodriguez in this race. However, he's not going to lose at all. And with Rodriguez where he is, Trey Smith could still, with some luck, possibly find himself in championship contention heading in the Pocono. But Rodriguez is still doing an excellent job. Even though he lost a lot of points there, he's still ahead of everyone he's battling with in this championship. And now the battle's on for the race win. Caleb Rose and Jesse Turner. And Turner close in a second that last lap. And at this rate, Turner's going to get the win. Be a huge win for Jesse Turner. Be his 25th career win on the channel, I do believe. I'm not mistaken. But we will have to see if that is in fact the case for Turner, if he can get around Caleb Rose. It would be number 25 for Jesse Turner here today and be his 3rd IndyCar win. And I really don't think Caleb Rose is going to win this race. Right here is going to be the pass for the race lead. Or is it? Caleb Rose was able to clear him off the exit. And it's going to be a bit harder to make that pass in these final few corners. This is going to be a tight one for the race victory at Watkins Glen. Caleb Rose in the 55, looking for his first ever win on the channel, I think. I really don't know, but his first win in IndyCar, that's for sure. And Turner going for his 25th career win. White flag in the air for Duel at the Glen, race number 1 in Watkins Glen. Caleb Rose takes it with 1 lap to go. That may have been the move to win the race for Caleb Rose. He got that advantage off the exit of turn 7. And Jesse Turner is falling back just a little bit right there. Zidell is now up to 3rd. He's finding some speed here as he got around Kingart, and Zach Winkle is 5th. Then Chris Reynolds, Brian Rodriguez, Noah Clifton, Jay Knapp, and Brandon Nelson. What a move there out of Caleb Rose. That may have just won him the race. Turner's right there, but he's just a little too far behind at this point. How will his entry be into the boot? Turn number 6. Oh, he's got a good exit there off the exit of turn number 6. And he's going to have an inside lane to Caleb Rose through turn 7. But Rose again clears the 38, but will Turner try to dive bomb it in the turn number 8? He will not. That might be it right there. Caleb Rose trying to hold on for this race victory. Zidell is coming really fast as well, but I don't think he's going to have enough time to surpass either of these drivers. Caleb Rose might very well hold these guys off and get the win. Turner's going to try to get outside, but Zidell may end up getting 2nd off of Turner here at the end of this race. And he's to the outside of Rose is in the wall! And Jesse Turner takes the win here at Watkins Glen! Oh my goodness! It didn't happen all race, and right at the end, just as it always does, Caleb Rose overshot turn 11 and gave the win to Jesse Turner on the final corner. This place never disappoints. Oh my goodness. Zidell was battling for 2nd at the time. He went wide. Turner went below Rose, who overshot on the final corner. It was a perfect lap. It was a perfect race for Rose up to that point. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. There's a reason why we do 2 races here, guys. That was still a great finish for Rose. He still finished his 2nd, but I cannot imagine he's happy at all with himself. Jesse Turner wins Duel at the Glen, race number 1. And he did it on strategy. His 25th career win on the channel, and it comes from his old home racetrack of Watkins Glen. Wow. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Trey Smith finished 16th, and then Brian Rodriguez finished 7th. So Rodriguez still has the points lead on Trey Smith. But Rodriguez could clinch it tomorrow, especially considering that Rodriguez is going to be starting up front. Now, Trey Smith will be starting 10th. That's a good place to start. Caleb Rose does have the pole for tomorrow, and he'll start alongside Noah Clifton. Then it's Rodriguez and Zidell, Nathan Faden and Eric Monaco, Zach Winkle, Jesse Turner, Landon Smith Jr., and Trey Smith there in row number 5. And you see the rest of the starting lineup there for tomorrow's race. You got Kingart. Then you have the 50 machine of Chris Reynolds, Angel Vera, and the 22 machine of Brandon Nelson, Jay Knapp, Elijah Gordon, Cole Raymond, and Brock Nelson, Logan Williams, Ethan Lewis, Thomas Troxel, and Zachary Fitzwater, Scott Upton, 24 of Reggie Fogelman, and then the 32 of Ace Garcia. Nicholas Samadillo, I missed him, will be starting 21st alongside Thomas Troxel, and then that's how they go. I don't think there are any ties with that fastest lap, so that is exactly how they will line up, and you will see the official starting lineup for race number 2 there on the right-hand side of your screen. My goodness, man. This was a clean race. I loved this. Was one of the best Watkins Glen races I think I've had, because nothing happened. I don't think anyone hit that outside wall all race until the race leader coming to the checkered flag and Caleb Rose. You can't make this stuff up. Jesse Turner gets the win. I feel bad for Caleb Rose. He deserved that win because he held off Turner very well and just threw it away on the last corner. Unbelievable what we just saw right there. But hey, Jesse Turner, first ever winner on the channel. He got it like 7.5 years ago, and he's still winning races, and he gets it done here at Watkins Glen for his 25th career win. And then on the championship side, Rodriguez, you know, he's going to get maybe 26 points, I think. He goes 50, 40, 35, 32, 30, 28, 26. So he's got 26 points. Trey Smith, on the other hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is a 15-point difference if my math serves me correctly, which means that it's a 21-point lead for Brian Rodriguez heading into the second race. You need 53 to clinch heading into the finale. It's possible it could happen. Rodriguez starts third on the inside, and Trey Smith starts on the outside lane in 10th tomorrow. We're going to have a doozy tomorrow noon Eastern Time, right here on AG, the channel. Don't miss it. It's going to be fun. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Oh my goodness, so much fun doing this race here at Watkins Glen. We get to do it again tomorrow for the Haas IndyCar Series Body Armor Duel at the Glen, race number 2. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Congratulations to my man Jesse Turner for his 25th career win on the channel. And we will see you guys tomorrow for race number 2 here at Watkins Glen, the 19th race of the season in the Haas IndyCar Series 2022 season. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Here are the points for the Haas IndyCar Series after 18 races, and I will see you guys later.